Annie Lappé, Pivot Energy. Thanks for joining the podcast today. Great to have you. It's Friday afternoon. So we're going to make this as lighthearted and easy on you as possible. I wanted to introduce you to the podcast. Welcome you aboard. Going to ask a couple quick questions, a little bit about you and your background and things that are going on at Pivot Energy. Then we're going to talk a little bit about the Colorado Climate Week event that's coming up and the contribution that is that's going on through Pivot Energy there. Okay, sound good?
Sounds great.
All right. So why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background, and then we'll expand from there into Pivot Energy and some of the cool stuff you guys are doing.
Okay, great. Well, my name's Annie Lappé. I'm the Vice President of Strategy and Impact at Pivot Energy. I've been here for about 3 years now, and I have this very interesting and cool job where my focus is really embedding social impact into our project development structures and making sure that we're bringing meaningful benefits to the communities where we operate.
Excellent.
I have been working on solar for since 2008. I started working on solar at an advocacy organization called Vote Solar, and we ran state-level regulatory and legislative campaigns to move the U.S. to 100% renewable energy future. And I directed our campaigns over there for almost 15 years. So I've seen this industry grow from the very beginning, and it's such an exciting time to be in solar right now, especially in the distributed generation space.
Great. And what made you join Pivot Energy? What was going on there?
I was looking at the news and I saw a news alert come across that Pivot Energy was developing 41 megawatts of low-income serving community solar, which at that time, this was 3 years ago, that made Pivot one of the leading companies doing low-income serving community solar. And I knew Rick Hunter, who started Pivot, and we decided to get coffee. We took a walk, and by the end of that walk, we had brainstormed a role for me, since my focus was really on energy justice and community impact, a role for me to come into Pivot and really make sure that we are and continue to be sort of best in class in driving social impact through projects. So it was just a perfect fit. Plus, I'm based here in Colorado and love working for a local company that's headquartered here in Colorado.
Nice. So you didn't have to move.
Exactly.
That's great. And tell me about Pivot Energy. What's the business model, and what's the what's the differentiator for Pivot?
Okay, so Pivot Energy, we've been around since 2009. We are an independent power producer, so we own, operate projects across the country. We focus on the distributed side of the solar market. So most of our projects are between 2 and 20 megawatts, and we're active in 13 different states in over 100 different communities developing these community scale solar projects. So we work with utilities to help them meet their renewable energy standards. We work with big corporations that have set their own voluntary renewable energy standards. And in addition to these ground mount 2 to 20 megawatt size systems, we also do on-site solar on large scale rooftops, as well as carports and things like that. So we really do span the spectrum of DG projects. And yeah, I would say what makes us unique is that we're a B Corp, and we are very committed to a triple bottom line approach of driving impact for the planet, for people, and of course, profits.
Yeah. So I saw a couple things on your website that really I thought were interesting about, how you partner with landowners and others and kind of, find scalable solutions in places where you might not think of using solar. So it seems like a creative way to kind of get solar energy out there and get new, cleaner ways of energy.
Yeah. Well, so in this country right now, one of the big issues is transmission congestion. So that's taking years to find interconnection space for these really large utility scale projects. And so Pivot, our project size, very small community scale projects, we're talking like 20 acres of land to build a 5 megawatt system. And So what we do is we go into lots of different communities and we'll work with landowners who, in many cases, are farmers and they are looking for ways to diversify their revenue. And we provide these long-term lease payments and we partner with the landowners to make sure that we're stewarding the land when we have it under our control for the 20 to 40-year term. And then the thing that's very clear about pivot that we're focusing on right now is agrivoltaics. So the majority of our systems are in rural communities, and we are very committed to making sure that we are leaving the land in better shape than when we found it. So we work with the landowners to use sheep to do vegetation grazing management. We are working with certain landowners to plant crops under our panels and doing true dual harvest, where we're growing commodities as well as specialty crops. And I think when you're doing these smaller community scale systems, you can be really innovative and really focus on land stewardship in a way that makes me super excited to be at Pivot.
Yeah, that's amazing. I hadn't really thought of I thought once you put a panel on the land, it was pretty much toast, right? That you weren't going to be able to use anything else.
No, we're partnering with CSU right now, for example, in Colorado, to do some research on different types of agrivoltaics, and we're looking at how planting certain types of vegetation management or crops under the panel is helping with ecosystem benefits, soil carbon sequestration, and in the next year, we're going to also be doing some experiments with grazing cattle under our panels, which will be, I think, just a huge improvement for ranching communities that are looking to grow solar plus continue their ranching operations. So
very cool. So
exciting.
Tell me about you've been in the business now for over a decade. Just tell me about some of the innovation you've seen and the improvements that you're seeing on top of like the land reclamation and being able to do other things. Are there actual things on the technology side that you're seeing change in a drastic way?
So absolutely, we're seeing an incredible cost curve reduction over the last decade in solar, and it truly is now a cost competitive resource with any traditional fossil fuel that's out there. I think one of the interesting developments in the last 2 years for solar has been the increase in U.S. manufacturing of solar panels, which I think will transform this industry over time. And yesterday, Pivot announced that we are entering into a deal with Solfab, which is a U.S. manufacturer of solar panels. And our deal with them will be, 350 megawatts over 2 years. And all of those panels are being produced in South Carolina.
Wow.
In a facility that is just coming online. Super exciting. And all of this is, of course, funded by the Inflation Reduction Act and the manufacturing tax incentives in that, as well as the adder on the investment tax credit, a 10% adder if you can use domestic content in your projects.
Very good. So not only are we increasing efficiency, reducing costs, but we're actually producing the panels in the U.S. now. So
that's right.
Very good.
That's right.
Excellent. Yeah. That's really, congratulations. That sounds like a great deal.
Yes, I think Sue just put on a talking point that there's about $36 billion of investment over the last 2 years into just U.S. solar manufacturing. So the policies are really working to onshore more of the manufacturing supply chain.
Great. So you guys won a little award at the end of last year with Colorado Cleantech. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. We're very excited about that.
The High Impact Cleantech Company of the Year. You want to tell me a little bit about what that was about and how you got involved with Colorado Cleantech?
Yes. Okay. So Pivot Energy, very proud to win this award. We are one of the largest developers of distributed generation projects in Colorado. We have started here. We're headquartered here. We have almost 200 staff across the country at Pivot, but most of us are based here in Colorado. So we have about 120 projects in development right now in Colorado, totaling over 400 megawatts. And I think we won this award because of our innovation in the field in Colorado. We have pioneered some interesting project concepts, and I'll tell you a little bit about some of those. And also, we are very active in the policy space. We're a member of COSA, and we helped spearhead legislation last year. So we're just a very active member in the Colorado solar community. So I think one of the portfolios of projects that maybe caught the attention of the award committee when they were thinking of what impact means for solar, we have a portfolio right now of 41 megawatts of low-income serving solar that we're developing across counties in Excel's service area. And 100% of the electricity of all of those solar gardens is being essentially donated to low-income families and residents in the Excel service area. And so let's just take one project as an example. We have a project in Boulder County. It's a 5-megawatt project that's serving about 1,100 households. And each of those households is going to see about $800 in savings every year. And so if we look across the portfolio of the 41 megawatts, in just year one of all those projects coming online, we're expecting to be, essentially donating $7.6 million in customer savings in year one, and then about $150 million over the 20-year life cycle of that portfolio of projects. So this project structure was something that Pivot sort of pioneered and came up with, and I'm really proud of our company for following through on this, and it's incredibly exciting to be partnering with Energy Outreach Colorado to subscribe all those gardens. This is a nonprofit that already serves low-income families with energy bill assistance, and so they're pairing energy bill assistance with our community solar garden subscriptions and really changing people's lives. We're talking about a massive amount of savings when you're on a really tight fixed budget. So
yeah, and the power costs are just especially in Colorado, right, where you're paying for heat and there's things that can get up there.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. Really, congratulations.
Yeah.
So,
and another project example that's innovative and that's impactful is Pivot Solar 23 and Pivot Solar 33. These are two projects up in Weld County. And in those projects, we are growing commodity crops, hay, alfalfa, under the panels. And we're working with the tenant farmer that's already there to do the farming. And it's a very exciting partnership for us as well. So just wanted to highlight that one.
Oh, that's great. I've got to believe that creates some new challenges in harvesting, but that's a...
Yes, what we're doing is we're actually buying new farm equipment for the farmer that is small, that can go in between the rows. So
cool.
What we're trying to do with agrivoltaics is keep the design as efficient as possible to maximize solar production and then work the cropping in. And we're definitely doing some interesting things with irrigation and also with farming supplies. But we think it's scalable.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then what else is going on in your community outreach? You've got a lot, going on, it seems, with low income. You're like you said, you're working on the legislation and trying to really kind of set Colorado up. It sounds like to go and be a leader in this area. Is there any other things that you kind of like to draw attention to?
Yes. So this last year, Pivot was involved in a legislative push, a legislative campaign to bring Colorado back to its position of being a leader in community solar. Colorado was one of the first states to pass community solar legislation. And community solar, for your listeners who don't know, it's just a type of way of distributing the benefits of solar to folks who cannot access solar on their own roofs. So you build a system, and then individual households can subscribe to a certain portion of the energy from that system and see the energy bill directly on their energy bill. There's a savings on their energy bill. So this year, we spearheaded a bill along with many other community partners to increase the community solar megawatts in Colorado. And we were successful. Jared Polis, our governor, signed the bill. It's Colorado Bill 24207 into law this last session. And what it does is it creates another 100 megawatts of community solar with some very impressive low income requirements. So for this bill, 51% of each project's capacity needs to be directed to low-income families. And the energy bill savings from that, the net bill discount, is going to be between 25 and 50%, which is one of the highest bill saving rates in the country for community solar. And then additionally, this bill did something very cool that we're equally excited about, which is they created a new program that they're calling Dispatchable DG. And this is a 100 megawatt program that's going to pair solar with storage. And this, I think, will also help catapult Colorado to a leading position in building small scale, very resilient, grid benefiting solar plus storage projects. So we'll be looking to help influence those regulations and then definitely participate in that program when it opens.
Very good. I think storage is the next solution area, right? I mean, that's really comes down to, because you can't put it all back on the grid, right?
Yeah, absolutely need storage.
Yeah. Very interesting. So tell me about what you guys are doing with Colorado Cleantech and if you have any plans for the upcoming Colorado Climate Week event.
Well, I would love to hear more about what is happening for Colorado Cleantech Climate Week. I'm not totally in the loop yet, but I'll be looking out to see what events are popping up and hope to participate. We are definitely a champion of Colorado incubating clean tech companies, and we host an event called Solidarity every month where we get groups together that are working in clean tech and solar just to create community among innovators here in Colorado.
Great. Is there any way that you could get, if somebody wanted to get involved or if they wanted to get more information about what you're doing at Pivot Energy, where they could reach out?
Yes, well, they could go to our website to start, which is pivotenergy.net. And you can also find me on LinkedIn, Annie Lappé, at Pivot Energy at LinkedIn, and you can become friends with me on there, and we can chat if you want to learn more about what we're doing across Colorado or across the whole United States.